This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. This is brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and just wanted to do a video, basically a follow-up, right, to the video I did yesterday. All right, in the video I did yesterday, I actually did mention that I was going to go into a different article. Okay, and it's a spirit because it's heavy. Because today, all right, I seen the priest Amuan Gabar. All right, he did a video. All right, and basically, it's titled "Department of Homeland Security Warning: Violent Months Ahead." Okay, so that ties in perfectly, all right, with the article that I was going to bring out, which this article is actually dated all the way back in 2013. Okay, and it goes into how, again, the DHS, okay, the same ones who came out and gave a warning, okay, of potentially violent activities that might happen, all right, in these upcoming summer months, which we know, that it's all the double F's for what, the F's, right? And that's all part of that agenda of the Prompt Reaction Solution agenda. All right, because when you look at the dollar bill, all right, something that you see on there is the pyramid, and you have the all-seeing eye on top of it, and around it and underneath it you have something known as Annuit Coeptis, okay, and then you have something known as Ordo Ab Chao. Okay, Ordo Ab Chao. All right, and the Annuit Coeptis, okay, is their motto, okay, which means that basically that the Most High, or in their case, their gods, all right, have favored their enterprises. Okay, God has favored their undertakings or enterprises or whatever you want to call it. Okay. And then when you go into another one that they have called Novus Ordo Seclorum, all right, which is what? A new order of the ages. Okay, but for them to have that new order of the ages, which is the time, all right, they have to bring about chaos. Okay, they have to bring about chaos. And through that chaos, they're going to bring that order. Okay, so everything is planned and set up a certain way, and it's all being done by design. Okay, it's all being done by design. It's not a coincidence. Okay, nothing is by coincidence. This is something that they've been doing, all right, all the way back since 1776. Okay, 1776, man, all the way back then. All right, by a man named Adam Weishaupt. Okay, but I want to get into this article real quick. Lord willing, this video is not too long, but it'll be edifying. All right, starter says Obama's DHS, all right, drones, hollow points, and secrecy. What has our Department of Homeland Security metamorphosed, I guess that's the word, into? All right, metamorphed into. Our third largest government agency has been stockpiling weapons and ammunition at a very alarming rate. And, just reading the first sentence, the first line, is quite concerning for them to come out in the year 2022 and basically label any and every American who might go against the narrative or the agenda being set by the government as a so-called domestic terrorist, which we know that's just an opening that they need in order to demonize the men of the Lord. Okay, because we're the only ones who really, when you want to talk about opposition, all right, not controlled opposition, but a real organic opposition, we are the true standing or the true men who are standing in the way of them achieving some type of control. Okay, like real control. All right, so let's continue. It says, since early 2012, DHS and its 200,000 employees have purchased so much ammunition that many of the top weapon and bullet manufacturers have had trouble keeping up with the increased demand. Okay, so why is our government buying hundreds of thousands of tactical weapons and millions upon millions of bullets? Do they think that the Russians are going to invade us? Do they think the North Koreans are going to show up in Washington State and take over like in the remake of Red Dawn? Do they think hygienically challenged Iranians are going to parachute into the country holding dull-bladed swords and wearing dirty night shirts, yelling Allah Akbar? Hardly. Our government would never lose a wink of sleep thinking about any of those scenarios unfolding. Our government's enemies are not foreign; they are domestic. All right, and that ties in perfectly with the lesson that the priest Amor Gabar did. Okay, going into violent months ahead, and they coming out. The DHS is actually coming out and saying it. You know, and basically they're saying that those who can fall underneath the umbrella of violent extremists are basically any ideology, okay, or anything that goes against, like I said, goes against their given narrative. Okay, so if you have if you have a problem, any type of personal grievances, all right, maybe you have a problem with the fact that the Biden administration, all right, underneath the Biden administration, you've had all this inflation and the economy is bad and so on and so forth. You have all these mass shootings. I mean, I think this is probably the most mass shootings we've ever had in American history, right? And within a span of what, a month, less than a month, you've had all these crazy mass shootings, man. There's got to be a first, right? First time ever. Okay. You have, and really, I think actually back in the 1920s, if I'm not mistaken, all right, I was reading something some time ago that says that there was an actual mass shooting in a school that killed over 200 students. Okay. And they don't talk about that one. All right, because it doesn't fit the narrative. That was years ago. You see? But now they're pushing this rhetoric of, you know, gun control and, you know, you have civilians, this and that, and, you know, we have to be able to protect the citizens and all this madness. Okay, and anyone who sits there and believes that the government is actually out to save you and protect you, you are out of your mind. Okay, with all the things that they've shown us, with all the things that they've said and continue to say, if you sit there and say that you're waiting for the government to come and protect you, from who? From themselves? Are you kidding me? That's why a lot of people gonna get got in these times, man. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. All right, and a lot of people are going to be dead, killed, straight up, man. Period. All right, we're reading about it. All right, it says our government's enemies are not foreign; they are domestic. Okay, that is why the DHS, all right, is trying to spin this narrative of calling American citizens domestic terrorists. And what will constitute a domestic terrorist? Anybody who comes against the system or talks, you know, negatively about the system, you will be deemed a domestic terrorist. So you can imagine what kind of category they have us in, because we don't talk about you know, the wickedness that they bring out. That's not the only thing we talk about. We talk about them going down and the Lord coming down and destroying this whole system, destroying America and setting up a righteous system in this world. Okay, the real new world order, the real great global reset. That's gonna happen when Yahweh Shai cracks the skies, man, and they know that. Okay, they know that. The DHS, the FBI, the NSA, the CIA, all these clown ass niggas, man, they have no power, none. Okay, and as we read, you will see why I say they have no power, because any government who fears its own people, you already know what time it is. All right, you already know what time it is, man. It says they are the 60 million Americans who rejected this sorry excuse for a president and are completely against his entire agenda to remake America. Okay, when assessing the Department of Homeland Security's actions, there is no other logical explanation or reason other than to say they are preparing for civil unrest at the very least, and all-out civil war at the very best. Okay, what is so alarming and has many Americans on edge is the type of weaponry and ammunition they have purchased, in particular 450 million rounds of hollow point bullets. So your government, the same ones who are telling you, oh, we need to protect you from mass shootings. So by protecting you, you should give up your guns and your rights to own guns. Them same niggas are purchasing 450 million rounds of hollow point bullets and are saying that their enemies are not foreign, but they're actually domestic. Do you see how this thing is being played out? So who is going to be at the receiving end of these hollow point bullets, man? The American people. And I've done videos on this, going into who is under that umbrella. Over 90% of the American population, whether they know it or not, are domestic terrorists, according to the DHS bulletin. Okay, so hey, are they preparing for that? No, they're not. Most people are not. Okay. It says hollow point bullets, for those who are not familiar with them, are very different than regular bullets, or what are called full metal jackets. Hollow point bullets are designed to fray or fragment upon impact. Regular bullets, when they hit their target, make a smaller hole, but for the most part stay in one piece. Hollow points do the exact opposite. When they hit their target, they create substantially more damage by fragmenting on impact. All right, and after this, after I'm done with the article, all right, during the post edits, I'll try to see if I could put this video that I recorded yesterday, all right, or I guess earlier this morning. Okay, I'll put it in the post edits so you can watch. It's from X-Files. Okay, and they show you pretty much everything. It's called predictive programming. They show you everything that they plan to do. What we've been telling you, what the prophets of the Lord, starting from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, what we've been telling you is exactly what the deal is. We haven't told you anything short of the truth. Okay, everything we've said is the truth, and everything that's happening is a testament that we've been telling you people the truth, man. Okay, according to the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, going back to Ezekiel 3:17, the Lord said what? Give them warning from me. Okay, so that's our job. That's what we've been doing, man. All right, so whether they listen or not, our job was to just give them the warning. Okay, the weatherman goes out there, whether you watch TV that morning or not, his job was to give you the forecast for the day. So whether you saw it or not, he doesn't really care. He doesn't know you. He doesn't care. His job was at 7 a.m. go on there and tell the people what's going to be happening throughout the rest of the day. 7 a.m. comes, he goes on TV, whether 0 people are watching or whether 1 billion people are watching. He just has to give the warning. That's what we're doing. Okay, so it is what it is. All right, it is what it is. But in that video, you'll see. Okay, it's from X-Files. Like I said, they show you everything, man. All right, everything, including the name that they probably going to use for the next so-called pandemic, epidemic, which will be the smallpox joint. Okay, no, not the smallpox, the monkeypox joint. All right. So let's keep going. It says, when questioned by members of Congress as to their motivations for such ammunition purchases, a DHS spokesperson said they were purchased for, quote, training exercises at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Artesia, New Mexico, which we know is all lies. All right, you're going to spend billions of dollars just to go do training? Who are you training for? It is according to retired Marine Richard Mason's interview with WHPTV in Pennsylvania. Hollow point bullets are rarely used for training purposes. See? In fact, in the interview, Mr. Mason said, quote, never in my entire military career did I know of any Marines training with hollow point bullets, end quote. So that's it. That's all you need to know. And remember, these people lie. They lie about everything. Everything you watch on TV is a lie. It's called television programming for a reason. It's a lie. Okay? Why the hell would they tell you the truth? So you can find out what's going on and rebel? You can finally catch up to their plans of evil? No. That's why they deem what we say misinformation and disinformation. They just had a Bilderberg meeting, all right, that ended, I believe, on the 5th. And one of the talking points was so-called disinformation. Okay? They talked about how they can police the internet and so on and so forth, man. So that should tell you something. It says, when pressed further on why DHS has purchased and continues to purchase massive quantities of weapons and ammunition, Their answer was only one to be desired. The best they could come up with was buying so many in bulk allows for them to get better pricing. These people, bro. Oh my goodness, Esau, you just can't help it. He just has to lie. Every other sentence is a lie. It says, once again, this is a suspicious and ridiculous answer. Yeah, it is. But you don't need to give us answers. Your very actions show what you're trying to do. We don't need to hear you tell us, all right, oh, well, we're trying to do this and that, because we know that's not what you're trying to do. The past 2 years, what you've been telling people, oh, we're doing this to save your life and protect you. They said 2 weeks lockdown. It's been 2 years, about to be 3. And it seems like things ain't going to get better. All right? It seems like things ain't going to get better. You have, over 19 different food plants that just mysteriously just got caught on fire. And they're warning about famines. And then while they're warning about famines, these places that produces the food are getting burnt down. They say, oh, we need to do things about gun control, gun violence. And then all of a sudden, there's a spree of people just shooting and killing. I mean, don't you guys put things together? I mean, damn. Yes, your government does not like you. Okay? That is why you have the so-called Constitution, to protect you from a tyrannical government. So when they come out putting puppet ass Biden up there and tell you, oh, the Second Amendment right is not absolute, that should tell you something. It says, first of all, hollow point bullets are almost twice as expensive as regular bullets. So why would DHS buy the most expensive, most dangerous bullets possible to save money? Furthermore, if hollow point bullets are typically not used for training purposes, then why did DHS feel compelled to purchase 450 million rounds of hollow points rather than full metal jackets? It doesn't stop there. They have also purchased 2,700 armored tanks that are designed to withstand ballistic arms fire, mine blasts, and improvised explosive devices. These tanks were not ordered to be used on the battlefields of Iraq or Afghanistan. These tanks were ordered to be used on our city streets and in quiet towns all across America. In fact, many Americans have already spotted them in their neighborhoods time and time again. Okay, and you want to know something crazy too? I got you right now. Hold on, let me see if I could pull it up real quick. All right, earlier today I actually posted it. Okay, and it was apparently the Supreme Court. Okay, the Supreme Court actually came down with a ruling, all right, that basically opens the door, okay, for, let's see if I can find it right here, right there. I'm gonna read the title of the video. It says, new Supreme Court of the United States decision allows unconstitutional home invasions and assaults. Okay, so it started with the so-called border patrols. Border patrol agents have the ability to basically invade your home and assault you, and you cannot bring them up to charges. And when you look at it, when we say border patrol, people normally think, oh, the southern border. No, it's not just the southern border. You have the northern border, you have the eastern border, and you have the western border. Okay, you need a boarding pass, you need a passport in order to get into the country. Okay, so all around the country, from east to west, north to south, there's a border around. And I believe it was 160 miles from the border all the way into the mainland. That would be considered border patrol. So if you're in New York, basically all the East Coast states, all the southern states, all the western states, and all the northern states, all right, who are directly at the border, you will fall under border control or border patrol, and that means that this decision that was done by the Supreme Court will affect you. Okay, that opens the door, all right, for many different things. So that means that the Fourth Amendment right, okay, that the government or the feds or whoever needs a warrant in order to come into your home, now they're breaking that barrier. So you're looking at your freedom of speech being taken away, your gun rights being taken away, and then they're opening up the doors so they could just hop into your house and invade with no consequences whatsoever. They might as well just say, yo, listen, this is martial law. We about to do what we got to do. Okay? And these are things that we've been saying, that they're going to be storming people's houses. They're going to be grabbing you out of your house in the middle of the night. They're going to be doing all sorts of things to you. And it's all going to be done legally. By law, they can do that. And you can't fight it. That's why they want to take away people's guns, because you're not going to be saying, oh, I'm going to take you to court. Nah, you have to fight for yourself now. You have to defend yourself and your family. Okay? It's about life and death at this point. You're at war. And you're at war against your government, who keep telling you that they're trying to help you. They're trying to save your life. They're trying to protect you. Okay? Hey, people about to find out the hard way, man. You're about to find out real hard, man. All right? It says, what do they plan on using them for? Who do they plan on using them on? These are the questions that every single American should be demanding their elected representatives in Congress ask the Department of Homeland Security. Here is a partial list of their purchases since 2012. 450 million rounds of 40 caliber hollow point bullets, 175 million rifle ammunition rounds, .233 caliber, the same ones used by NATO forces, by the way, right? 7,000 fully automatic assault rifles, the same ones that they're telling people you can't have, the AR-15s and all these different things. They got that. 7,000 fully automatic assault rifles, right? You know, like I said, the same ones that the feds are trying to ban. All right. It says, and so far over 2 billion with a capital B in total rounds of ammunition. 2 billion. 2 billion. It says, so now that we have the facts, let's discuss the possible reasons for all this provocative behavior by our government. You don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat to know that Barack Obama, and remember, this is back in 2013, so he was still the so-called president of this corporation, right? It says that Barack Obama is a big government liberal. In fact, he is so far to the left, he makes Jimmy Carter look like Ronald Reagan. Never in our nation's history have we seen a more radical president. Well, not until now. It says the first thing any good leftist leader does when they come to power is try to get their military to go along with their agenda. If they find any major resistance to what type of change they are trying to implement, they will usually resort to minimizing their strength or neutralizing it by creating a more loyal parallel force. Barack Obama's goal has always been to create a loyal civilian army to help implement his type of transformational change. All right, so this whole thing, everything we're going through now, all right, really started, like I said, back in 1776, but it wasn't until Obama's time, really starting from the 2010s on down, that's when you start to see a lot of these laws being changed. You start to see this sodomite agenda really being pushed. You start to see this transformism being pushed. You start to see a lot of this political correctness. All right, so many different things that over a span of a few years has brought us to this very point where Americans are walking and they don't even know their left from their right. Okay, that was all done by design. All these things that they teach in children in school, oh, no child left behind, and we need to protect them and their rights and the this and the that. You know, that's all part of it, man. Okay, and now we're at a point where Obama 2.0, otherwise known as Biden, all right, is talking about what we're in a transition. That's the transformation that they're talking about. Change. So let's keep going. It says, in July of 2008, Barack Obama said, quote, we cannot continue to rely on our military to achieve the national security objectives we've set. It says we have got to have a civilian national security force that is just as powerful, just as strong, and just as well funded. End quote. And I remember this. I remember watching this on TV and telling my mom, do you hear what this guy is saying? It's going to result in martial law very soon. I remember that. All right. And with the way things are going, and with the article from what the DHS is saying, that there's going to be a violent summer, yo, they're letting you know that there's going to be a very short leash All right, for them to enact some type of martial law is going to be a very short leash. Okay, it says zombie-like salivating. Yes, we can. Sheeple will have you believe that the president wants to create a civilian army to help fight terrorism. The non-Kool-Aid drinking folks on the right and many in the middle understand this is not the president's true intent. First off, the American military is the most powerful, most tactical, and well-trained fighting force in the world. Our military is more than capable of fighting terrorism and doesn't need a bunch of communist radicals with billy clubs and switchblades running around the country pretending to be patriotic freedom fighters. The only thing this coalition of Obama supporters would be terrorizing are the people that didn't follow the president's orders, mainly conservatives. Really, mainly the men of the Lord and those who follow after the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because that's the point that it's coming to. Okay, it's gonna get to that point where it's biblical, it's spiritual. You know, not really about laws of you know, oh, can I have rights to have a gun or whatever. Nah, it's going to be, everything is tailored towards the scriptures. Like, yo, these things that are happening on the earth is biblical. We're living in those biblical end times, and we have the devil and Satan, who's actually a real man, Esau Edom, doing things that a devil would do. And those who stand up and say, no, we're not down with this, we're not going to bow down, and we're not going to agree to this, we will be ridiculed and condemned. Okay, it's already in the scriptures. It's known as a time of persecution. Okay, a time of Jacob's trouble. All right. Continue, says, many fear that this may have been this administration's goal all along. History has shown that during periods of major civil unrest and forcible revolutionary change, many governments prepare themselves by insulating and arming their leaders while simultaneously depleting the resources of their adversaries. And that's what you see happening. Okay, so how do you make your resistors less resistant? Boom, let's read. By purposely buying up as much ammunition as you can. Then you make sure law-abiding citizens do not have access to ammunition they will need to defend themselves. That's what's happening. Gun control is a form of making you defenseless against the government when it's time for them to roll. That is it. It's not about protecting your streets or your schools and all that extra shit. It has nothing to do with that. Because if that was the case, they would have done something to protect and say, you know what, everybody go get a gun so you can protect yourself from these crazy people that go around shooting people. They're not saying that. They say, no. You who keep getting shot, give up every gun you have so we can protect you. Why don't you give people more guns and then add additional protection from the government as well? Yeah, nah, that's not how it works, right? It says, additionally, you make sure that local police departments sworn to protect and to serve their citizens suddenly do not have the tools needed to do so. And we saw that with the whole Uvalde whatever situation. Again, FF, otherwise known as a false you know what. All right. It says, last but not least, you strategically exploit a tragedy like the Sandy Hook. Boom. See? Sandy Hook shooting. All right. To pass draconian legislation that restricts the Second Amendment under the guise of public safety. That is what's happening right now. Okay? It's not hard to see. Like I said, this stuff is easy to beat because they do the same shit over and over and over and over again because it works. So once you catch up to the pattern, none of these world events become coincidental anymore. It's like, okay, well, this is what they do. You can predict it. It's almost like, damn, bro, how do you know? Like, you can predict it because they keep on doing the same shit. Okay? If millions of ammunition purchases and thousands of tactical weapons don't keep you up at night, maybe unarmed aircraft capable of eliminating United States citizens will. Drones have been typically used in the war on terror to eliminate potential terrorist threats in other countries. Both George Bush and Barack Obama have used these unarmed aircraft to kill many high-profile targets, such as former Al-Qaeda leader Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, okay, in Iraq, and American-born cleric Anwar al-blah blah in Yemen. Okay, this type of aircraft is highly effective at eliminating specific targets while creating very little in collateral damage. Our government would never use these types of weaponry or weapons on American soil to eliminate American citizens, would they? Yeah, because they don't know. Whoever thinks like that doesn't know who the devil really is. They don't know. And they're going to have a very rude awakening. All right, it says on March 5th, 2013, Attorney General Eric Holder actually said this, quote, "Drone strikes against American citizens on U.S. soil are legal." Not illegal. No, they are legal. Okay, end quote. He actually uttered these exact words from his lips. This should make every single American very nervous, especially the ones who vehemently disagree with this administration. And that administration back then is the same administration now, just with a different face. Same people. All right. Back it was Obama. This time it's his vice president, Biden. Same shit. All right. After Senator Rand Paul's filibuster, Eric Holder sent him a letter backtracking from his statement. The fact that he said it at all is what is so scary. This administration could and would still use drones against American citizens regardless of what the Attorney General says. After more questioning and pressure from the members of Congress to clarify his prior statement, Eric Holder then went on to say, quote, "Using lethal force against American citizens on U.S. soil is highly unlikely. We hope no president will ever be faced with that decision. However, if there was an imminent threat, such as a domestic terror attack on the country similar to a Pearl Harbor or 9/11, it is conceivable that the use of an unmanned aircraft could be used as a viable option," end quote. That sounds like a whole lot of wiggle room to me. That's right. Suppose the president is walking from his I don't want to read that. There you go. Whether or not we as Americans, or whether or not Americans wake up one day and find out that the president is no longer with us, doesn't constitute as a national emergency or an imminent threat. Did the world stop when JFK was assassinated? Did time stand still when Ronald Reagan was shot? None of these events stop the country's everyday routines, and if these events should transpire once again in the future, nothing will change how we live our daily lives. That's not true, because things have changed. We're living in a new normal where, very soon you could be in your house, and if you cough, you're going to have health authorities coming at your door and telling you you're going to come with us and we're going to send you to an isolation camp because you're making America unsafe. All right. It says our Constitution was set up this way. We have a line of succession when it comes to events such as assassinations, the American people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see. All right. And so I'm going to end it off right here. It says, I think it is time for all Americans to purchase as many firearms as they can get their hands on. Handguns, rifles, assault rifles, M16s, hunting rifles, shotguns, carbine rifles, AK-47s, MAC-10s, etc. If most Americans decided to arm up, then maybe our government will see that as a deterrent. We need to neutralize the potential threat from this administration by showing them we are not going to go quietly into the good night. We need to make sure that our government knows that if they decided to travel down this road, that we the people will guarantee it will be a very bumpy ride. Okay, but remember, people can have wishes, but what does the scripture say? Remember, everyone is subject to prophecy, and the prophecies say that we're entering into a time of Jacob's trouble, a time like never before. Okay, and I always bring this precept out. We always bring this precept out. Okay, in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to close it out with that. Okay, because no matter what you do, no matter how many guns you have, all right, when the time comes, remember, Esau is a sword of the Most High. So it's not really the governments who are coming after the people. It's the Lord who's putting the spirit on these people to come after you. Okay, and it's justified because you people are wicked. All right, a lot of people are wicked, and the punishment that's coming is justified 100%. Okay, 100%. And those who are deemed for salvation, we're going to make it out. All right. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and verse 70 says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord." Okay, so ultimately, it is all going to boil down to those who believe, all right, on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, call upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and stand firm, all right, upon the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which are the scriptures. Okay, that's how crazy it's about to get. Forget about political affiliations. It's going down to the wire of who believes in the Most High and who doesn't. Okay, it says verse 71, and that's how you're going to know who the devil really is, because he's literally going to come after those who believe on the Heavenly Father. Like, damn. All right, verse 71, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." Okay, so the hollow point bullets and all that, the drones and everything, is coming after those who fear the Lord, predominantly you Israelites. All right, verse 72 says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." All right, verse 73, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." Okay, they shall be tried as the gold in the fire, like it tells you in Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Okay, we're going to be tried as the gold in the fire, and we shall prevail through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruach. Believe that. Believe that. Believe. So I'm of there, Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruach, the water Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom. Shalom. We'll start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruach. Double honor to our venerable apostles and elders at Green Millstone rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, this is the brother Haran coming back at you with a quick clip here. All right, and I'm going to show you, all right, that these devils always use something known as predictive programming, all right, to tell you things that they plan to do, all right, in the future, regarding their so-called agenda of a New World Order global takeover. All right, so they show you this through the movies, the media, the music, all right, the cartoons, all right, the magazines, and so on and so forth. But here, the show called X-Files, it shows you everything. They say it literally just like that. You'd be surprised how much information they put out there, but people don't even notice it. Let's check it out.
Tad O'Malley has been making claims.
Claims about what?
You and everyone you know has a piece of DNA in your genome, put there without your knowing it.
Put there by whom?
Well, that's the question of the day.
When you say they're tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems by the addition of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
You were right about that.
Well, I was wrong about the science. I was wrong about what's causing it. Dead wrong, in fact.
But it's clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering. A virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine is what these men are calling the Spartan virus. The Spartan virus removes the adenosine deaminase gene from your DNA. Removes the ADA gene and your immune system will simply vanish.
Yeah, but I'm not getting sick.
It's only a matter of time.
Okay? So how does it work? How does the virus remove the ADA gene?
A process called CRISPR-Cas.
CRISPR-Cas9. RNA and a protein cut.
And that's exactly what Bill Gates is investing in, CRISPR. Right? So let's keep going.
At exact locations.
Exactly. But in this instance, used as a weapon.
Ultimate weapon. The ability to depopulate the planet. To kill everyone but the chosen.
By tampering with their DNA.
Through gene editing.
Why do such a thing and lie about it? Our own government.
Your own government lies as a matter of course, as a matter of policy. The Tuskegee experiments on black men in the 30s, Henrietta Lacks.
What are they trying to do?
That's the missing piece.
But it's not hard to imagine a government hiding, hoarding technology for 70 years at the expense of human life and the future of the planet. Driven not only by corporate greed, but a darker objective.
The takeover of America.
And then the world itself, by any means necessary, however violent or cruel or efficient, by severe drought, brought on by weather wars conducted secretly using aerial contaminants and high-altitude electromagnetic waves, in a state of perpetual war, to create problem, reaction, solution scenarios to distract, enrage, and enslave American citizens at home, with tools like the Patriot Act and the National Defense Authorization Act, which abridge the Constitution in the name of national security. The militarization of police forces in cities across the U.S., the building of prison camps by the Federal Emergency Management Agency with no stated purpose, the corporate takeover of food and agriculture, pharmaceuticals and healthcare, even the military in clandestine agendas to fatten, dull, sicken, and control a populace already consumed by consumerism.
And I encourage you all to go shopping more.
A government that taps your phone, collects your data, and monitors your whereabouts with impunity. A government preparing to use that data against you when it strikes. And the final takeover begins.
The takeover of America.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us.
The other shoe waiting to drop.
It'll probably start on a Friday. The banks will announce a security action necessitating their computers to go offline all weekend.
Digital money will disappear,
They can just steal your money?
followed by the detonation of strategic electromagnetic pulse bombs to knock out major grids.
What will seem like an attack on America by terrorists or Russia.
An invasion of the U.S.